Hey y'all. So I'm a little late on the July energy reading. It's just been a busy summer. I had a lot of travel in June, and so I'm like letting y'all see like my little backyard. It's so nice out here in the Pacific Northwest. Anyway, my little hammock's hanging out there. Just wanted to change it up. I need a different scenery. I hope y'all are making it. It's been interesting energy. I'm gonna say that for the rest of this year, I think. But so I've grounded myself into the earth, surrounded myself with protection, and I'm setting an intention right now that I get divine truth for whoever's tuning in, and yeah, whatever message is most helpful and healing at this time. So let's see what spirit got for you. The first thing I'm doing are these energy oracle cards. Ooh, already got 3. Okay, y'all ready? Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I get 3 things. Sorry, I'm just like, spirit, what the hell? Okay, I get community. And that's like friendship. Yeah, like your peeps, right? Like who you're vibing with. And if y'all hear things in the background, like my community is just working right now. Everyone's in the yard. It's nice. It's like a mid-80s, low 80s right now in the Pacific Northwest. Not that I'm rubbing that in for anybody, but it just is what it is right now. The second card I get is woman holding a heart. And then this last one is indecision. So that's not a fun energy. And I'm putting all 3 of them together right now. It feels like we've got some heart chakra pain about a couple of things. I feel like your cup isn't full. I feel like you're searching for ways to be inspired again, to, oh gosh, I don't know. It could be just self-love too. You might just feel like meh about life right now. That's what I'm kind of getting. And the community part, it's just like you're feeling so disconnected to people. So it's kind of a rough time right now. And this indecision means like, you know, it can't continue like this and you have to do something different. And you just don't know like what to do next to change the energy, or you're contemplating. And sorry, this is like life here, y'all. Like my dogs have a dog door into our house, so it makes noise if you hear that. It's just how I roll. So I'm getting this for right now, which is not fun. Which is like, I want to change it. I want to feel like abundant, like with fun, with connections, with, you know, activity, with divine inspiration. And I'm just not there. And I'm trying to figure out what to do. And if you can see on this card, if I get it close enough, these 2 signs in either direction point like this way or that way. It's like unknown. And sometimes we can just be in a period of like pain and not be changing our energy and not doing things different. So, you know, it's that whole, I forget if it's Einstein or if it's Edison, about how you repeat the same thing and expect a different result. Well, you gotta do something different. So let's see what they think. Oh, anyway, the bottom of the deck, just before I start doing what they want to suggest for you to do going forward, it says the world. So to me, it's like, stop. Whatever you have been doing is not a healthy or, it's not an activity or state of being or a mindset, most likely, that's bringing you your highest and best. And it's time to realize the elements of like, what is that a part of my mindset that I'm doing, or my actions, and how can I do something different? The world means like it's time to be done with that cycle in your life. So let's get advice on what to do then. Ooh, interesting. Just got envy popped upside down. Well, they're all kind of, I didn't realize I grabbed this upside down. Hostilities. Okay. I'm not sure. This kind of feels like a little bit of both. When I intuitively like pull into these 2 cards, I got hostilities and envy. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be advice on how to, I think it's looking at this. It's looking at this like the people that you're dealing with. Are you starting to realize their intentions with you, or their, you know, some people's set point energy is just like, envious, or they're triggery. They're just so insecure. They are triggered like with everything. Like you get, and if this is your partner, I'm really sorry, because that just means it's a difficult karmic relationship that you're kind of evaluating in that indecision point. And hostilities can just be like, sometimes the people with like unclear or unprocessed wounds, I think they can be nice souls, or maybe they were at some points in time in their life, but at some point they just get like so difficult to deal with, and even subconsciously it becomes like a hostile like work environment or relationship that becomes karmic. Even if you had a strong, attachment to them initially, it's like this stuff can kind of go sour. And so evaluating that. The other thing is that hostilities and envy could be within, like, right? So we have mirrors in our life. Other people are just like mirrors of ourselves. And so I would say, look at anything that you are dissatisfied with. See my little dog back there. But anything in life that you're dissatisfied with, and like really honestly looking to see like what are some sort of components in it that in this dissatisfied energy I have toward it that might be like envious of others, and or not wishing other people well, or just like pissed off at God. And when you kind of look at the competition stuff for like envy, like that to me tells me, so when I look at my envy, it either says like, why would I be envious of X person? Okay, if it was job success, do I not believe that there's enough like abundance in the world that I could have that too? Like there's enough for both. Like this person can succeed and I can succeed. And then I kind of tell myself that, and it's like, okay, it goes away. So there's ways to kind of like evaluate whatever element of envy that's popping up for you. If this is like an inner envy thing that's popping up, if it's friends and the friends are doing well financially, or with their relationship and you're not doing well, and you're just kind of like, if you're really honest, you're like, okay, part of my element with them is that I'm envious of them, of either their closeness or their success. Things just seem to go well for them, whatever. Like then you can just be like, okay, why do I not believe that can happen with me? Like it's all just like a little sign of like, let me evaluate my belief behind that. So I think that God's against me? No, I believe that God's for me. And then it's like, oh, you can celebrate. You can kind of get back out of the envy and be like, okay, go you. Good, I'm so glad you guys are doing well. And be legit about it. Like legit, not snark, not a covered over envy, like you're legit happy for them. But I think that takes, I guess a lot of people aren't aware that they can have subconscious hostilities within themselves, and they probably don't realize how negative they are, that they're a wet blanket in life. And you know what I'm saying? Like there's some like energy you can pick up from people who kind of operate in those energies. And all it takes is a little bit of honesty, and to look at themselves and like look at their shit and be like, okay, I need to mantra my ass out of that so I can change my life. And that's the same for you. It's the same for them. These people that are annoying the crap out of you. Like everything can be ended and changed, and it can be a beautiful new start. So that's what I'm getting. I don't know if you want to hear that, but that's what I'm getting today. All right, cool. The other thing we're going to do is Light Series Tarot. And let me pop these cards. Let's see what happens. I'm going to check them. It is such a pretty day. Like literally, it's in the shade. We just got a new porch, so I'm like so stoked. I'm like, I'm going outside today. Okay. Highest best. All involved. Help to heal, to love, to serve. Okay. Okay, got 4 cards popped out. Okay, we got some Knight of Swords action. And that's like discussion, or to me this is like research. This is like, okay, maybe Susie's not full of bullshit. I need to look at why I'm having certain thoughts and energies inside me. Like, where am I envious at with people? Where do I have hostilities toward? Like, and like, what's behind that? And kind of evaluating that stuff. So anyway, Knight of Swords. Usually this means investigation, conversations, discussions, that kind of thing. So there's that energy. King of Swords. Okay, this is like your most masculine principle in 3D. Like you'd be enacting it. Like you'd be like speaking your truth. So this is like the masculine sword energy of like, I know my truth, I speak my truth. And it's a lot of, you know, what I'm suggesting is a lot of truth. It's like a lot of examination. It's taking away the fear of like being incomplete, even if you're in your 40s. Like, it's okay, dude. Look at yourself. Like, you want to keep going? You want to keep going with some wounded energy? Like, no, man, I got it too. I'm always like going to be doing this. I'll be doing this in my 50s and 60s and 70s. Like, it's continuous. It's called the human condition. Sorry, we're on the back of like it's a busy road for my little town, but anyway. And it's like when we do that, okay, this is rad. We get the 6 of Wands and 3 of Wands, which basically means our divine, so the Wands is like divine inspiration within. 6 of Wands means success, and 3 of Wands means like you can start like manifesting and receiving more when you get rid of this bullshit. Like, if you start clearing out these beliefs that are in your subconscious, like things can happen in your life. And you can begin a deeper manifestation with the source. So anyway, if you want your life to get better, basically, so look at your shit and be honest and don't be scared, and it's okay, and we all have it. I don't care what freaking age you're in. I don't give a shit. Like, you could have been Wayne Dyer in his last year and he would have had shit to deal with too. Like, this doesn't escape any of us. And the ones who are resisting this with a little bit of ego or a little, I would say it's ego. It's like a little bit of an ego death when you start doing this. It's like, okay. Yeah, it's a little humbling. But then also it's looking at your wounds. If you feel like you had judgmental, like upbringing, like with parents or other, you know, authority in your life, and they were really harsh on you, and that wasn't a good feeling. Like, you don't want to feel judged. And so you get in these patterns of like not really looking at your life because you don't want to feel judged, or you don't want to change. It's just hard to get out of like mainstream kind of and like automatic responses when the high vibe thing might be like, oh, I have a wound here, I need to kind of like work on it. And getting to that point of like, okay, let me work on it, takes a little bit of an ego death, which is kind of something you resist when you feel like you've been judged as a kid a lot. So any sort of release ceremony about like, you know, that I'm loved just the way I am, that I'm loved by source, I'm perfect just the way I am. Like, your soul is actually perfect. The only thing is like trying to align with that, right? And our brains like fuck it up all the time. Not all the time, but like they can really mess it up with some lies and some overthinking and all that stuff. So that is what I say. I feel like I need to pick 2 more cards just for shits and grins. Okay, so we've got 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so that's balancing. And 3 of Pentacles. Okay. So listen, we don't have to do a scrapey on the soul. Okay, it doesn't have to be big, horrible wounds that you got to look at right now. Okay, we can do small movements. We can look at one particular thing, one little, you know, thing that gives you red ass, and you're like, I got to deal with this. If it's your relationship with your mom, your sister, a former friend that just keeps going in your mind, or former relationship, whatever that is, that's kind of repeating. It's just like, take one thing at a time and be chill and go slow. And then like, so you want to do balance. You want to just do this slowly, to examine, to really think about it, and do it with like a meditative, like heart space. So you don't want to be in your mind and think about it. When I say think about it, I'm really meaning like, you know, getting to a calm place. Either you're sitting in nature or you're walking in nature. You've surrounded yourself to protect yourself. You've grounded into the earth to kind of settle your energy. You set an intention, God, I want to get clarity about X situation or X person, and why this situation keeps giving me pain, and, you know, please come to me with divine truth. And then start walking or sit down for 5-10 minutes, and then I try to literally think about my heart space and connecting with it. Like, I just kind of bring as if my thought power is here, and I bring it down to my heart space, and that's where it sits for the walk or for the sit down. And do that a few times, and it's going to come. It's going to come if you just relax and set the intention. Yeah, and that's your work, you know. But I hope you do it. Life gets better. Life gets better when you do this stuff. It's not so big and scary if you just do small things and just start. So that's it for July. I just wanted to do a little quick July reading, energy reading, and I hope that helps y'all. All right, take care.